I've never been someone who sits with emotions for too long. That's just not who I am. I learned early to tuck feelings away, keep moving, trust that time would sort out the mess. That's how you survive when life doesn't give you many wins. You brace yourself, build your armor, and march forward. But that night, when she took my hand, looked me in the eye, and said, "He's everything to me," something inside me split wide open, and I knew, in that instant, everything had changed. It wasn't the first time we'd disagreed about him. Nathan, her co-worker, always around, always present. At first, he was just part of her daily stories, the way people talk about office banter and annoying meetings. But I saw it, how her expression softened when she mentioned him, how she'd step out of the room just a little too quickly when he called, the door shutting with finality that stung more each time. I wasn't blind. I felt the distance growing between us. I told myself I was imagining things, let doubt blur the sharp edges. Maybe it was just stress. Maybe I was paranoid. But deep down, I already knew the truth. Then came that evening. We sat across from each other, and her gaze felt like it was directed past me, as if I were a faded photograph. "He's everything to me," she said again, her voice calm, detached, like she was commenting on the news or asking what was for dinner. "He understands me." I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I didn't even cry. I just sat there, still, as if her words had hollowed me out. Not pain, not rage, just an eerie emptiness. Her confession didn't just hurt. It erased something fundamental. I wasn't her center anymore. Someone else was. And that truth, spoken so plainly, left no room for pretending. I could have asked her to reconsider, pleaded for the memories, the years, the effort we'd poured into building something together. But I didn't. I couldn't. Instead, I stood, let out a breath that seemed to carry the weight of everything unspoken, and told her, "If he's your world now, then go be with him. I won't compete for what you've already let go." I left quietly. No drama, no grand exit, just silence thick enough to choke on. It felt like my chest was caving in, like my heart wanted to break, but couldn't find the strength. I moved into a small, bare apartment. Cold floors, blank walls, unfamiliar shadows. It wasn't home, it was survival. Sleep evaded me. Every night I'd lie awake, the ceiling my only witness, replaying our last moments, asking myself what I missed, what I could have done differently. But time did its job, slowly and stubbornly. I forced myself to heal, not because I was ready, but because life doesn't wait for broken hearts. I hit the gym hard, not to distract myself, but to remember I still mattered. I landed a new job, reached out to friends I neglected, began building something new, not a life that filled a void she left, but one that didn't need her in it. I didn't check her social media. I didn't ask mutual friends about her. I didn't wonder what she was doing. But late at night, when everything was still, she'd drift back into my mind. Not her as she was, but the version I once loved, the woman who swore I was her forever. I realized I didn't miss her. I missed the idea of her, the future we were supposed to share. What we had might have felt solid to me, but it hadn't been enough for her. And that, I finally accepted, was okay. I'd spent years trying to be what she wanted, bending and reshaping myself to fit into the mold she'd carved. Letting her go was the first time I chose me. And then, half a year later, her name lit up my phone. I almost let it ring. But something inside me knew this moment was coming. "Can we talk?" she asked, her voice soft and unsure. "I'm at the cafe near your place," she added. I need to say something." I agreed. Curiosity, maybe. Closure, perhaps. When I walked in, she was already there, tucked into a corner like she was trying to disappear. Her coat hung from her shoulders like it no longer fit right, and her face carried a weariness I hadn't seen before. "Hey," I said as I took the seat across from her. Her eyes met mine, uncertain, clouded with something like regret. "I've been thinking," she began, voice trembling. "About you, about him, about everything." I let her talk. I had no need to fill the silence. "I thought he was what I needed," she continued, her voice breaking. "But he wasn't. I was wrong. I didn't just hurt you. I destroyed something I didn't understand until it was gone. I stayed quiet. There was nothing left to confirm. She already knew the damage she'd done. I thought he felt something missing in me, she whispered. But I see now I wasn't looking for him. I was just chasing something I couldn't name. And the truth is, it was you. It was always you. Her tears slipped down, but I didn't reach across the table. I watched her, really looked, and I saw someone I didn't recognize anymore. The woman I had once adored was gone, and so was the man who once needed her. "I'm sorry," she said, barely audible. "I know it's too late." I nodded, not in anger, not in sorrow, just finality. "You should have realized that before you let go of us." I said, calm. "I understand why, but that doesn't change what's already broken." She dropped her gaze, silent. I stood up, walked out of that cafe. I didn't turn back. I didn't need to. She let me go the moment she chose someone else. And by the time she realized what she'd lost, I had already moved on. That was the gift I gave myself. Walking away before her regret could pull me back in. If someone tells you that you're not enough, don't try to convince them otherwise. If they can't see your value when it's laid bare, they never will. Let them leave. Let them be wrong. And in the stillness they abandon, you'll discover your own peace.